Welcome to Screen Thin. Probably not coming to America. Alright, we're gonna head over to the couch. The Boondocks are coming back in April. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was awesome. Moving on to the comic book front. Ben Affleck as Batman. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Jesse Eisenberg got another one. Kevin Hart as Deathstroke. I mean, come on, it'll be ironic. Why? Stop showing bad video game movies. This looks awful. It's worthless. I can't. Who the fuck asked for a Sly Cooper movie? Well, that was fun while it lasted. Welcome, Slenderholics, to another episode of Screen Thin. Today, we have a review of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Yes, I'm about to tackle the latest in the Star Wars franchise. So, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into what I thought about the movie. I'm going to talk about some good points. I'm going to talk about some negative points. And I'm going to talk about some stuff that I noticed that made me go, wait, what? So here's the overall premise of the movie. New character Jyn Erso teams up with pretty much the Rebel Alliance to take down the Death Star. How do they plan on doing this? Well, it's simple. Jyn Erso's father helped in the construction of the Death Star. He also knows the plans and the weaknesses to take down the Death Star because he constructed that weakness within the Death Star. This is leading right up to the critical moments in the original Star Wars A New Hope. So what did I think about this movie? Well, I'll tell you in a moment. Right now, I'm a little parched. I gotta get me something to drink. I'm going to the concession stand. Alright, we back. And that drink got me a little choked up. Alright, so, what did I think of Star Wars Rogue One? Well, personally, I think it's the first good new Star Wars movie. Yes, I'm saying it. It's better than The Force Awakens. As a matter of fact, I did not like The Force Awakens. Fight me! But with that said, Rogue One takes the Star Wars franchise in the direction that they should have kicked off these new set of movies with. Get away from the Skywalkers, get away from the Force. Yeah, I know the Force and lightsabers and things of that nature are fan favorite things, but I've always felt like with such a vast universe within the world of Star Wars, we needed to see other things, and Rogue One completely delivered. The cast was great. You had Ben Mendelsohn, who played a great villain, by the way. I really enjoyed his character. I enjoyed the conviction he had. Like, I felt for him when pretty much all the work he put into getting the Death Star up, making sure all that stuff goes the way it's supposed to go, and then he's told, oh, sorry, we're taking the credit for the shit that you did for us because you fucked up with your security, get out. He pulled it off well. You have Mads Mikkelsen, who plays Jyn's father. He was convincing to me. Mads Mikkelsen is a good actor. I can't say he wasn't given much to work with in this movie because he does a serviceable job. He brings believability to his character. Donnie Yen was a true standout. He really was. And Forrest Whitaker goes for the fences. I think he thought this was his last acting role ever in life. If he puts this much effort into Black Panther as he did in this, Black Panther is going to be better than we already think it's going to be. Diego Luna, he serves as a great co-star to Felicity Jones. At first, I wasn't so sure about his character, but he has many levels to his character that I really enjoyed. By the end of the movie, you really root for that character. You really get on his side. And I even like the robot. I've never been a fan of any of the robots in the Star Wars movies, but this robot was a standout. I wish we could have more of this dude. I really wish we could have more of this robot in more Star Wars movies. I don't like 3PO, I don't like R2-D2, and I don't like the kickball, the soccer ball from the new ones. This was my robot. This was my droid for the Star Wars movies. The movie looked great. It was nice to see different visuals from Star Wars. Things that you never thought you would see in a Star Wars movie, like actual war, like beachfront fighting. All of it works well. All of it goes well and makes for a unique movie, especially not only within the Star Wars universe, but a unique movie within the year of 2016. Okay, so off the bat, I don't know if you noticed earlier, but I mentioned a lot of the core characters in this movie that I thought were standouts. But someone was missing. Yes, Felicity Jones. She was just bland. You could have got someone better to play Jyn Erso than her. The only time she really shows emotion is when she's trying to rally up the rebels and get them to believe her about the plans for the Death Star. That's the only time I felt anything out of her. Throughout the rest of the movie, she was just this bland girl, just throughout the movie. I don't know if this was originally planned and then they cut it out, or they tried to mess with it, but I caught the clumsy almost romance between Jyn and Diego Luna towards the end of the movie. It was just kind of awkward. This movie didn't need any romance at all, so to try to force it a little bit, or at least put some lingerings in there, was unnecessary. What makes it so awkward is, like, they go there, then they don't, then they go there again, then they cut away. And speaking of cutaways, okay, I knew that this cast of characters was not going to make it out of this movie. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I went in here knowing that these characters might die. But you cut away at every major death. I realize you gotta sell this to the kids, but this is war. They need to know the shit is real. This is what happens. Everybody's not gonna make it out alive, but they're doing this for a cause they believe in. Few things I noticed in this movie made me go, what? Really? What the fuck? First off, okay, maybe it's me, but there's a scene in the movie that, I don't know, I see what you did there, Star Wars. You made it feel all like American soldiers are invading Muslim territory. You equate the stormtroopers to American soldiers. You equate that planet to Muslim territory. You got people dressing up in what appears to be Muslim garb. I see where you're going. I don't know how I feel about that yet, but I see what you did there. Just know you were watched. Another thing I want to point out, to be fair, everybody died in this movie. But that don't mean I'm not pissed off that you killed some black people in this movie. Also, let's talk about Darth Vader. Okay, you have the first big scene of Darth Vader. This is his big reveal. I don't know if you could argue it's a cameo or not, but Darth Vader comes out, and trust me, I am not the only person who noticed this. He sashays into the scene. This was a catwalk. That was not menacing at all. Could you really not have used any other takes? How many takes did you do? Did this dude really just not know how to walk the way Darth Vader would walk? That was pure runaway motto. But you know what? It lightened the mood a little bit for me because Darth Vader was fierce. 3PO and R2D2 cameo, could cut that shit out, didn't need it. Are we just gonna throw them in every fucking movie that you make, even if they logically shouldn't be around? Like, that was almost prequel territory. Don't do that shit again. Let's talk about the weird tentacle anime monster that sucks your memories. That was just uncomfortable. Don't do that shit again either. Caught a couple of CG characters in there. I think you just probably should have just recast. I'll give a pass for Leia because CG Leia was a quick scene. It worked. That actually looked great. But yeah, I caught a couple of CG actors that you probably just should have recast. You know who I'm talking about. Alright, that concludes my review of Star Wars Rogue One. Overall, I would say you should definitely see this movie. If you're new to the Star Wars franchise and you haven't watched Force Awakens yet, I would watch this one first so that you really have positive vibes about Star Wars before watching The Force Awakens. Just because personally, Force Awakens was not to my taste, this movie was really good. Like I said, once again, as far as I'm concerned, Disney should have led with this movie, but I understand why they didn't. But this was the first good new Star Wars movie.